Hey everyone, today I wanted to share Matthew 7 verses 1 and 2 with you. It says, "Do not judge others and you will not be judged, for you will be treated as you treat others. The standard you use in judging is the standard by which you will be judged." So I'm going to share something with you today that isn't necessarily easy for me to share because it's always uncomfortable to point out your flaws to other people. But I also know that other people must struggle with this. So hopefully people will find help with it. So our society often teaches us to compare ourselves to others. And this leads to really unhealthy thoughts. It can lead to jealousy as well, such as, I'm not as pretty as she is, I'm not as skinny as she is, I'm not as smart as she is, just things such like that. Or I don't have as nice of a house as she has, or as nice of a car as she has, or her husband's amazing, or look at her boyfriend. All of those super unhealthy thoughts, comparing ourselves to others and what they have. And so this way of thinking creates jealousy that leads to negative judgments in our minds. And I found myself at times having bad thoughts about people that I don't even know, judging them on their outward appearance just to make myself feel better about me. Because oftentimes we'll pick out things that we don't like about ourselves and project them onto other people, or find other people who have those same characteristics and tell ourselves like, I'm not alone because such and such. But whenever I find myself having these unhealthy thoughts and I recognize it, I tell myself to stop, and I combat it with something good. Like, she was created in God's image just as I'm created in God's image, and she is beautiful just as I am beautiful. I recently was watching Joyce Myers speak about forgiveness, and in the past, I've had times where I needed to forgive people because I was really angry with them at whatever the reason, whether it was hurt or whatever else. And so I would pray for them. I would pray that God would help me to forgive them. I would pray that God help them to forgive me, because there's fault in every situation on both parties most of the time. And I also would pray blessings over them, just that God would bless them, because the Bible tells us to pray blessings for our enemies. And so I was doing these things, but I was still really angry whenever I would think about them. And as I was watching Joyce Myers talk about forgiveness, she said, whenever you need to forgive someone, just leave it, drop it, let it go. Whenever the thought comes in your mind, say, nope, I'm not going to think about this. And she said to also combat it with something good, something positive about that person. Because whenever you're having negative thoughts, those negative thoughts will not stop unless you make your mind think about something good. So you take the time to think about something good that you know about that person, because you can find good in almost anybody. And I found this really helpful for me. So I've been trying to do that, and I remind myself that God loves them just as He loves me. And I also ask God to show me the good things that He sees in them so that I can see them too. And I ask Him to help me to do better, because I know if I let my mind dwell on negative thoughts, that only negative things are going to come out of me. But I want there to be joy and happiness in my heart and not bitterness. And so I hope that this helps you all as well, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay, bye.